Should I freeze my eggs? It's a question I got recently during a YouTube live stream, and I thought it was worth making a video about this to talk about it in some more detail. I'll take a look at the science today, coming up. Hey everyone, Dr. Wesley Davis back with you again today. I make weekly YouTube videos providing you with the best evidence-based information to help you have the best possible outcome for you and your baby. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Nationwide, there's a trend towards delayed childbearing. In other words, starting your family at an older age. There's many reasons why that might be. It's often for professional or educational goals. However, women are aware that fertility declines with age. The option of cryopreservation or freezing the eggs has come up and is now considered an acceptable alternative. So today I'm going to discuss the pros and cons of cryopreservation of oocytes or eggs. Let's take a look at fertility based on age. I'm going to show you a table here that looks at fertility outcomes. Now this is using in vitro data based on age. In other words, the chance of pregnancy using in vitro based on the age at the time when the cycle was started. That's called an IVF fresh cycle. So you can see there's a steady decline after age 35 and a really steep drop after about age 38. And by age 42, it's almost over. This is related to the decline in the number of eggs that are present within the ovaries, and that declines with age. It's interesting to know that the pregnancy rate really has nothing to do with the age of the uterus and everything to do with the age of the eggs themselves. So this brings up the possibility of preserving your eggs at an earlier age to use them later. It's no longer considered an experimental procedure, and I've even seen reports in the media of some companies offering it as a benefit. But there are a few things you need to know about the procedure, the risks and benefits, and the cost, and what the expected chances are of pregnancy occurring using these methods. First, let's talk in general about how the procedure is done. So, oocyte preservation first involves stimulating the ovaries and then retrieving the follicles. Basically what that means is you take a bunch of shots for a few days, and then there's a procedure where a doctor retrieves the eggs from the ovaries using a transvaginal procedure called needle aspiration. Basically, they stick a needle in there and just suck the eggs out. The risks of stimulation are mostly related to something called hyperstimulation. So when you're getting these fertility shots, these shots to pump up your ovaries, sometimes they get overstimulated and the ovaries can become very enlarged. This can be very painful. It can cause pretty severe fluid shifts and electrolyte abnormalities and can even lead to the need for hospitalization. So although it's not a very frequent occurrence, it's a risk and you should be aware. Also important to know that this type of fertility procedure does not appear to increase the risk of birth defects or other developmental disabilities. So like a lot of things in life, timing is everything. There's an ideal window when you're best served trying this technique, and it's generally between ages 30 and 35. So the chances of a pregnancy occurring are highest when the eggs were preserved prior to age 35. However, oocytes that were retrieved in a woman less than 30 years old have been found to be less likely to actually be used down the road. Much more likely that person will conceive through natural ways. Typical results are in the 50 to 70% range for at least one live birth. But it's important to understand that if you want a good chance of success, you need to get a lot of eggs out of there. So for example, a 33-year-old woman has about a 5% chance of a thawed oocyte actually fertilizing and about a 4% chance of it leading to a live birth. That's for one egg. That means you need about 20 to 25 eggs to have a good chance of taking home a baby. That might mean that you need to have more than one round of stimulation and retrieval to get the right number of eggs. And then of course the big question is, what does it cost? So it's pretty similar to a round of in vitro, which is in the US between $10,000 and $15,000 all in. And there's also a yearly fee for preserving the eggs because basically they have to keep them frozen in their lab. That's about another $500 a year. I would recommend if you're considering this procedure, shop around. You'll probably find different prices, and also you may find different success rates based on the group that you're working with. I hope you found this information helpful. If you have questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.